He is probably the most popular athlete in the world. Cristiano Ronaldo's face is known in every corner of the planet. Michel Platini was one of France's greatest footballers, a supreme playmaker and a frequent scorer. While Fabio Cannavaro's magnificent defense made Italy's national team a feared rival. And Russia's Lev Yashin may be the best goalkeeper of all time. 4 all-time greats of the football world. This is the Immortals. For all his triumphal marches through club football, Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro had never managed to carry his native Portugal to the grandest of prizes, the FIFA World Cup or the European Championship. That was until the final of Euro 2016 against France at a partisan Stade de France in Paris. What happened on that July night and throughout 2016 was the validation of Ronaldo, a reminder that this is an uncommon player to say the least. The irony is that Portugal, supposedly a one-man team, had to do it without him for most of the biggest final in that nation's sporting history. A crude tackle by France's Dimitri Payet at 10 minutes left him limping with a left knee injury until he was stretchered off the pitch in the first half, apparently with his nation's hopes and dreams as well. But Portugal rose without its long-time talisman, and when substitute Adair conjured a 25-meter strike for the winning goal in extra time, the Portuguese had their famous moment, and a hobbled Captain Ronaldo lifted the trophy he had craved. Once again, the tears flowed for the man who rates with the superstar of the 1960s, Eusebio, as his country's best ever, and who clearly sits among the greatest from any nation. It was Portugal's first win at that level of competition, after near misses in the past that included a defeat in the final at home in Lisbon in 2004, when Ronaldo was just 19 years old and a junior member of the team. Ronaldo was on a roll like never before. In May, he had scored the winning goal in a penalty shootout for Real Madrid against Atletico Madrid, so that Real won the Champions League for the second time in his reign in Spain. He was easily the competition's top scorer with 16 goals. To complete a stellar 2016 season, he scored a hat-trick as Real won the FIFA Club World Cup 4-2 over Kashima Antlers in Yokohama, Japan, in December.
It was an unforgettable year, individually and collectively. We won Champions League, Super Cup, Euros with Portugal, and now FIFA World Club Cup. 2 days ago, I won the Ballon d'Or. It has been a perfect year, and it is even more to finish it like this. It is very difficult to choose one, as every trophy is very special. But the Euros with Portugal has a special taste, as it was the first time Portugal has won a major trophy. And for this, it is special.
He also overtook Raul as Real's leading all-time scorer in 2016 and won both the Ballon d'Or and FIFA's Best Men's Player award. Little wonder that an official survey undertaken by ESPN magazine in 2016 rated Ronaldo the most famous athlete in the world ahead of LeBron James, Lionel Messi, Neymar Jr., and Roger Federer. Fame is an occupational hazard when you are Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's good. I feel good with the life I have. Sometimes I prefer to say that this is the perfect life that I always dreaming, because I cannot complain. Everything that I have, it's part of my work, my dedication. I'm always dreamed to be a football player. So after that, it's impossible, you know, because every people recognize you. You cannot be a normal person, but it's good. I feel good with that, and I just adjust my life for this way.
Still to come on the Immortals, the modern debate over Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi have been by consensus the world's two best players for some years now. But which is the better of the pair? It is an argument that rages throughout the world of football, with regular updates and no shortage of vehement opinions. Between the pair, they won every edition of the Ballon d'Or award from 2008 to 2016. 5 to Argentina's Messi and 4 to Portugal's Ronaldo, while the latter also won the newly cast FIFA Best Male Player Award to embellish a wonderful 2016 season. The pair of superstars have kept a respectful distance, but as for Ronaldo, he leaves the argument to others, including his son, Cristiano Jr.
I don't have rivals in football. Cristiano appreciates good players, like his dad. So it's great. He's a smart boy, very intelligent, but you not speak only about Messi, speak about James, Ramos, Pepe, Coentrão, Neymar. You speak about everyone because you have good eyes and you know who is a good player.
Cristiano Ronaldo grew up on the island of Madeira, off the southwest coast of Portugal. He was a brilliant junior, playing his early football as a winger and forward in Madeira before taking up a 3-day trial at the giant Sporting Lisbon club when he was 12, and signing to join the club's youth academy. Ronaldo was already exhibiting signs of his characteristic emotions. His mother confided that his nickname was Crybaby because he would burst into tears if the game conspired against him. But at 16, he had made the first team, and at 18, Manchester United and Sir Alex Ferguson, the English club's legendary manager, came knocking with an offer. He was a sensation. In 6 seasons with the Red Devils, he won 3 English League titles, an FA Cup, a Champions League title, and a FIFA Club World Cup, as United went on a rampant streak. In 2008, he was named the world's best player by FIFA. It was the arrival of a legitimate superstar, a man with blistering speed and the confidence, perhaps arrogance, to take on any defender. When he signed a then record €94 million transfer to Real Madrid in 2009, he had left a huge mark on English football, and Ferguson said that his work ethic made him the best.
I think Ronaldo was a perfect example of someone who made himself. It's easy for me to say, yeah, I made Ronaldo. Many coaches say, I made this player, I made that player. But Ronaldo made himself. We just give him the tools and the platform to excel. His practice ethic was incredible. But he was a fantastic player. He was the best. We had fantastic players in Scholes and Giggs, of course, and Cantona, and we were some fantastic footballers, but Ronaldo was just something else.
For his part, Ronaldo held a place in his heart for Manchester United.
It's not easy situation.
I'm arriving in Manchester when I'm 18 years old, and I've been there 6 years. I think it's a lot of time. I win many things there, collective and individual trophies and awards. And I met very good people there, good friends. And it's not easy, but you know, the life is a challenge, and I'm a challenger man. And I think it's a good move.
But if anything, he moved into another stratosphere at Real, where 80,000 people showed up for his arrival at the Santiago Bernabéu Stadium in Madrid. Real won a La Liga title in 2012, twice won the UEFA Champions League in 2014 and 2016, and the FIFA Club World Cup in the same years, with Ronaldo at the forefront. Individually, he won 3 more Ballon d'Or awards and was twice named Europe's best player, overtaking Raúl to become Real Madrid's all-time leading scorer. Ensconced at his beloved Real Madrid, the club he supported as a child, he signed a contract to remain at the famous Spanish institution until at least the end of 2021.
Obviamente, nada es por coincidencia.
Nothing happens by chance.
El talento no vale de nada si no pones trabajo.
Talent is worthless if you don't work hard.
Todos los días, todos los años.
If your dedication is not every day, every year.
No solo este año, pero nos últimos 10 años.
That's what I've been trying to do for the last 10 years.
Siempre igual. My
level remains the same almost always, and my plans are to keep it up. In this case, with Real Madrid, winning things individually and collectively for my fans to be happy with Cristiano. That's my motivation to go on.
No longer mocked as the crybaby, he is CR7, the brand he uses for marketing purposes and for his tens of millions of social media followers. He has a line of fragrances on the market, a documentary film was made about his life, and a statue erected in Madeira depicting Ronaldo in the trademark goal celebration. Ronaldo continues to collect trophies and accolades, and despite estimated earnings of $88 million in 2016, he never appears to be satisfied with what he has achieved. It is the secret of the highest-paid athlete in the world, already an immortal of football.
Amazing, amazing. I expect, to be honest, I was confident to win this trophy. It was amazing, you know, when you work during the year hard, and of course when you win the collective awards and after individual, for me it's amazing.
Up next on the Immortals, the French genius, Michel Platini. They called him Le Roi in France, or the King. Michel Platini reigned over French and European football throughout the 1980s, winning 3 Ballon d'Or awards, a European Cup with Juventus, and a European Championship with his beloved France. A playmaker who also scored heavily, Platini is indisputably one of the greatest players who ever lived. Beyond his playing career, he was manager of the French national team for 4 years, became president of UEFA, ran the 1998 World Cup in France, was vice president of FIFA, and emerged as one of the most powerful men in world football. But in 2015, a suspension for an ethics breach sullied his reputation.
I have often said that football, the sport which is most popular in the world, reflects the society in which it prospers. It reflects its values and also, unfortunately, its prejudice, its fears and its distrust.
None of which could change the fact that he was an immortal as a player, an artist on the pitch. Born in Gers, a small town in northern France, he was the son of an Italian immigrant father who had also been a professional player. But Platini's early football was unsuccessful. Diagnosed with a weak heart and breathing difficulties, it was a surprise to observers when he made his name at FC Nancy, his local club, from 1972. In 1978, Nancy won the French League Cup title in Paris, beating OGC Nice 1-0 behind Platini's goal in the 57th minute. In the same year, he represented France at the World Cup, and moving to the bigger Saint-Étienne, he won another French league title in 1981. Platini helped France to the semi-finals of the World Cup in 1982, then achieved his greatest triumph with Les Bleus, the 1984 European Championships win at home. France won the final over Spain 2-0 in Paris, with its captain and inspiration Platini scoring in the 57th minute, his 9th goal of the tournament, including 2 hat-tricks in the group games. Although he only played once in the Euros, Platini is still the equal highest scorer in the tournament's history, a mark of exactly how dominant he was. When Platini moved to the Serie A and joined Juventus, he won the Italian title in 1984 and 1986, as well as the 1984 European Super Cup and the 1985 European Cup at Heysel Stadium in Brussels. Platini scored the winner for Juve against Liverpool in a game best remembered for the tragedy in which 39 fans were killed as they broke the barriers beforehand. From 1983 to 1985, the French superstar won the Ballon d'Or as Europe's best player 3 consecutive years, and he was the leading scorer in Serie A for 3 straight seasons in 1983, 84, and 85. Sadly, more than 20 years on, Platini was drawn into the politics that were dominating world football, and in particular FIFA, when it was revealed in 2015 that he had much earlier accepted a payment of 2 million Swiss francs from then FIFA president Sepp Blatter as part of a consultancy. Michel Platini, at the time the president of UEFA, was suspended for 8 years by FIFA's disciplinary committee for conflict of interest, a sentence later reduced to 4 years after an appeal. It has been rigged to tarnish my name by bodies I know well and who for me are bereft of all credibility or legitimacy. Platini was thrown against the wheel of football politics, a sad postscript to a wonderful career in the game. But the memories of the artist wearing number 10 will remain forever. Fabio Cannavaro has a special place in the hearts of Italian football fans for the moment that climaxed his career.
Noi tutti abbiamo condiviso con voi.
We all shared with you unparalleled tension and distress.
Senza pari. Con voi, e ve lo dico proprio con...
You made us again feel the joy for winning with a great team game.
Di vincere con un grande gioco di squadra.
It was Cannavaro as captain of the Azzurri who lifted the World Cup trophy on the 9th of July 2006 at the Olympic Stadium in Berlin, Germany, to mark Italy's breaking of a 24-year drought. The nation had not won a World Cup since 1982, but Italy prevailed in a penalty shootout, 5-3 after scores were level at 1-1 in regulation time of a wild game in which France's captain Zinedine Zidane had been sent off. Cannavaro, a centre-back from Napoli, had become the greatest defender in the world of football, dubbed Muro di Berlino, the Berlin Wall. The unbridled joy on his face as his moment arrived is etched into the annals of the game. Italy had its 4th World Cup trophy to go with the wins in 1934, 1938, and 1982. With the icy calm Cannavaro at the back and goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon at his peak, Italy would concede just 2 goals in the finals. Cannavaro had begun his career at his hometown Napoli, but later at Parma, he won a UEFA Cup and 2 Italian Cup titles, before signing with Juventus in a package that included the great Swedish player Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Why Juventus? It's an easy answer. Juventus is one of the most important clubs in the world. It's a great honor for all the football players to play for Juventus.
He was part of Juve's 2005 and 2006 Serie A titles that were later revoked in a match-fixing scandal. But his skills as an organizer at the back later carried Real Madrid to 2 La Liga titles in 2007 and 2008. Success followed the Italian, who had grown up playing football in the tough streets of Napoli. In 2006, to complement his World Cup success, Cannavaro won football's 2 highest individual awards: the World Player of the Year, ahead of previous winners Zinedine Zidane and Ronaldinho, and the Ballon d'Or as Europe's best. In retirement, he has dabbled in management with mixed success. But undoubtedly, it was in the heady days of July 2006 as an outstanding defensive player when a true immortal of the game shone out. When we return, the immortal goalkeeper, the great Lev Yashin. He perfected the art of goalkeeping, then revolutionized it. Lev Yashin of Dynamo Moscow and the USSR national team is widely thought to be the greatest goalkeeper that football has seen. Always dressed in black, his attire and his style drew the nickname the Black Spider. He was the impassable at both club level with Dynamo Moscow and for more than 10 years in goal with the former Soviet Union. He represented USSR at 4 World Cups, including the 1966 tournament, when the Union recorded its best finish, 4th place. He won an Olympic gold medal in 1956 at Melbourne and a European Championship in 1960, as well as helping the USSR to a runner-up finish in Europe in 1964. The 1960 triumph in France, a 2-1 win over Yugoslavia, was inspired by Yashin's numerous brilliant saves. Such was his reputation that from 1994, FIFA named the award for Best Goalkeeper at the World Cup Finals as the Yashin Award, before its name was changed to the Golden Glove from the 2010 tournament. Barking orders to his defenders, Yashin changed the way people thought about goalkeepers. He was the model for goalkeeping for the next 10 to 15 years, without a doubt. But like all great goalkeepers, Yashin most of all hated the moment when the ball touched the back of his net, saving more than 150 penalties in his career and keeping 270 clean sheets. What kind of a goalkeeper is the one who is not tormented by the goal he is allowed? He must be tormented. In his time with the Moscow superpower, Dynamo won 5 national titles, was runner-up a further 6 times, and took out 3 Russian Cup trophies. Ultimately, he was named to FIFA's World Cup Team of the Century, and as goalkeeper in the World Team of the 20th Century by a panel of experts. When he finally retired in 1971, the legendary Pelé, Eusebio, Bobby Charlton, Gerd Müller, and Franz Beckenbauer were among those who paid their tribute by playing in his testimonial game before 100,000 spectators in Moscow. At 60, he died of stomach cancer and was afforded a state funeral as a so-called Russian master of sport. He had previously been awarded the Order of Lenin, Russia's highest civilian honor, in 1967. Yashin left a profound legacy in the game, forging a handsome reputation despite the tendency for football to overlook its men in goal. For all the great goalkeepers who have graced the game, only one ever was awarded the famous Ballon d'Or trophy. It happened in 1963. His name was Lev Yashin, a true immortal.